And after some technical difficulties, welcome to the September 24th episode of Dan Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel podcast, where we discuss the latest Marvel happenings across all media, as well as any other superpowered stories that grabbed our attention. My name is Dennis, and I may have pulled a muscle posing my Sentinel this week. I know, is that TMI? I'm not sure. That's not a euphemism, by the way. All right, with me, I've got a distinguished nerd panel as always. First up, he told me to go with my heart and how to introduce him. So, yeah, it's Frank.
Hey, wow, I'm so deep in your heart. You know, ever since you showed me the pictures of the Sentinels, I've been pulling my muscle to your Sentinels almost every night.
Nice.
So, and I want it stated that it's not me that did the technical difficulties. But we should bring on the man responsible.
That's a great way to introduce him.
This is the man responsible.
He's back from his 1 week off. It's Ricky.
Hello.
Welcome back, Ricky.
This would be a good what if episode. Like, what if I didn't F up the intro?
Yeah.
Well,
the TVA would come get us. The TVA.
So it was so much more than the intro. You messed up the broadcast. So like anybody who I shared that link with, that link is worthless to them now. So hopefully they're able to find me anyways. But yeah, we're not going to get any new viewers today because the link is not the one that we shared across.
We're going to get organic viewers.
Channels.
Watch.
No, yes, Kevin Feige.
We'll get organic ones. Yeah, we had a technical difficulty, and Ricky's gut instinct was end broadcast, then ask me what was wrong, and it was awesome. But there he is. Eric found us, and I'm very happy about this. Somehow we survived. We did it. Welcome, Eric. Should I put this up there? All right, I will.
You should.
Those are his words, not mine.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have. It's okay. Jokes aside, you know, we're streaming. We're here, and we're just here to have fun and chat nerdy on Friday night. So it's not the end of the world if we don't, kick it off correctly once ever. It's fine. But yeah, I hope that our guest doesn't hold this against anybody that we started off so awkwardly. He thinks it's his curse. I'm inclined to believe it is, just because we've never had that happen before. So way to go, video game streamer AlanPauley.
My pleasure.
Yeah, way to jinx it for us.
Yeah, if this is the least streamed episode, it's not my fault.
We made it though. We're here.
Yep.
Look at this.
We're here. Sorry, I forgot to turn my lights on because of that whole thing. Usually I turn them on during the intro. Well, while the video is playing, I usually do it, but this was cause for alarm. Welcome, Alan. We've never had you on the show before.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is interesting. Actually, Alan and Frank were complete strangers up until about 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
And I would say they probably still are, because they just said hello to each other. And
now we're a little stranger, but
when you both left us, we bonded deeply.
Yeah, but we did go through a trauma together, a shared trauma, and that's going to bring us closer together, like most romantic comedies have shown me.
Well, according to speed rules, though, it's not a lasting relationship when you bond over.
That's true. Yeah, but she still needs the trauma, like repeat.
I've never seen Speed.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nope.
Go ahead and end the broadcast, Ricky.
Yeah. Just whenever you don't like something we say, just click end broadcast, and then we'll just create a brand new one from scratch.
Make a new one.
It's totally cool. Now we'll talk about that later in the soapbox. But Alan, I just wanted to clarify how we know you. we were actually introduced through a mutual friend of Ricky's. So
That's correct.
Ricky's girlfriend is your coworker, right? So
Correct. Yep.
and she was like, you know what? You're super nerdy. You should go talk to
Nerdy-ish.
these guys. Yeah.
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 I thought I was nerdy,
How-
and then I met you all.
How did that? Nice. How did that conversation go? I'm just curious.
We have a Facebook for work, and I basically was jazzed about what if on the horizon, because I'm someone who loves hypotheticals and thinking outside the box. And when I saw that and where they're gonna potentially go with it, I was like, hello, I'm all about the multiverse, so bring it on. And I basically gushed on that, and she's like, oh, you like Marvel? I think I know a few people who like Marvel. So that's where we
That's
went.
awesome.
Yeah.
Her criteria for recommending people is you like Marvel?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good base, though.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, it's a fair assessment, right? We just really want to talk about Marvel on Friday night. So yeah, that works. You like Marvel? That's gonna be
Yep.
the new.
That's the base.
That's the new slogan for our show when I'm selling it. Just like, hey, you like Marvel? We're not affiliated with them in any way at all, but
Not yet.
we like it too. We like it too. Not yet. Oh man.
I don't know. We've said some things.
Yeah,
There's
we've,
been things-
cart before the horse. Yeah. Well, since you do like Marvel, I did want to ask like a fun question that I always ask people on their first time being on our show.
Yeah.
Which is, what does Marvel mean to you?
Oh man, Marvel is it's so much. It's like thought and what if that's the that's my answer. But I mean, it's like you just imagine like what your life would be like with superpowers and just being able to see that in other people. And then as a kid, imagine having that. Like I grew up with, the X-Men cartoons and Spider-Man and all that. And it's like, as a kid, that's like amazing. And I think I'm proud that's where I came from, but I'm just like so jealous of like the kids nowadays. They have so much more. I'm like, my kids are just getting overload. Like maybe they'll hate it because it's like, oh, it's not as important, as exciting.
They probably will hate it
but
at some point. Yeah.
Right now, my kids love it, and I love just being in their imagination with them and watching them.
It's a great
wrestle.
equalizer.
It is. It's like I'm a kid all over again with it, and I love what they're doing with the franchise right now, and I just couldn't be happier.
Cool. By the way, we should really start getting a tally. I mean, luckily I have all these, recorded on YouTube, but we should really tally how many times that question gets answered with the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
The real entry point.
That is a true entry point for an entire demographic of fan. Yeah.
That music was awesome. Those theme songs.
Yeah.
So it's a great intro.
The only thing
It's
just
true.
as good was the Spider-Man one from the 90s. That's so good.
The
It's so great, right,
synthwave.
Dennis? Isn't that? I thought that was Dennis's favorite one.
It's not.
Not
It's not my favorite one.
I was listening to the
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie soundtrack today at work, and
first one.
yeah, the hero song just gets me every time, man.
Dude, I love that on Spider-Man Rocks in Universal Studios when MJ was all like, "There goes my hero," and I know it's not the same hero song, but I find that hilarious that she was singing that. Like they couldn't get the rights to.
That's
the
like
other hero song.
they parody songs, right? And that's what it is. It's like oh my god.
See, Cal Soda asked it, and I'm inclined to put this question up here for you guys. There you go.
Rogue.
Hottest X-Men cartoon character. Go.
I was all about Rogue. Yep.
Yep,
I mean-
Rogue. And any era, any cartoon, any era.
Rogue was. I always see the picture of the Rogue rocking the Confederate flag towel, right? Wasn't that a thing in that show?
Okay, maybe not that era. Maybe
Yeah,
not
not that one.
Maybe we'll skip that Rogue.
Yeah.
I would have. I guess I didn't expect 3 rogues across the board. Okay.
She's from the South, though. Like it's just like when Johnny Cash is playing guitar in front of the Muppets, and he's got the Confederate flag behind him. Like,
Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
time.
we're canceled.
When you grow up in SoCal and you've got this girl with this accent just trying to touch people and get their powers, it's like, hello.
Yeah. Take my powers.
Don't
Take
get
what
me
little
wrong.
powers I have.
I like Rogue, but yeah, I gotta agree with Eric here. I mean, she was only in one episode, I think, or 2 episodes, but
Oh, Psylocke. Yeah.
Psylocke's always been my favorite. So she's my favorite. She's one of my 2 favorite X-Men. The true hottest one is Cyclops, guys, and I think you kind of just failed. You
No,
failed
we
to
missed.
solve.
a good
He's the
looking
one
dude.
wearing his underwear on the outside of his suit, and
Oh,
he rocks a leather jacket on top.
I think everyone's wrong. It's Morph. It's all about Morph. 'Cause
Well,
he can do
Morph
whatever.
dresses exactly like Cyclops, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He wears the same outfit: underwear on the bottom, leather jacket up top.
But he can
So
be the
good.
Beast if you want him to, or he can be Professor from Gilligan's Island if you need him to.
Yeah, and then Lindsay's gonna go with Gambit, which I hear that one a lot too.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
didn't see Gambit
people are
with no
just-
Confederate flags.
people are just into the accents, huh?
Did that, I thought they were at some point making like a Gambit thing that never panned out.
There was.
No, that's gone.
It
That's
was
gone.
Channing
Gone.
Tatum.
Yeah, I remember who changed Tatum.
Yeah, he
I,
ruined
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
we were-
I don't think it's a.
I was
darn
at that
situation.
panel. Were you
I don't-
there?
I don't think I went to that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have. Who knows? It's I just don't care. I don't care about Gambit. Like,
I would have
and
been cool with
I-
it at the time, but I think you can use a Channing Tatum for something
But
else at this
I
point.
definitely don't think a Gambit needs to come. Like, a Gambit story needs to be told before Gambit's in an X-Men story. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah.
I think a Gambit story is fun after he's been introduced into the X-Men universe. I don't need him before. Like it's a different beast, right? Like it's like for the Avengers, it's really nice to see them all individually, and then when they come together, it's a really cool thing. For the X-Men, yeah, I prefer the opposite, right?
I would agree.
Show them all together first,
And then you get
let's
X-Men
then
Origins
deep dive.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Then deep dive into characters that aren't Wolverine.
Yeah.
Which by the way, I have seen news that pretty sure we're not getting what I want, but I think Wolverine's on the horizon pretty soon.
That's
But
great.
anyway.
I'm missing Wolverine. I haven't seen Wolverine in like several years now, so it's good. It's
Yeah.
good to have another Wolverine.
Yeah,
After
yeah,
that,
yeah,
we should do an
exactly.
Origins movie with Wolverine. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe put Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds in it,
Yeah.
and maybe a weird representation of Patrick Stewart.
Will I Am too?
Yeah, put Will.i.am in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that Hobbit guy, Dominique. Yeah, put that guy in there too.
Moynihan.
Yeah. Monahan. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be fantastic in it.
Well, this is the show that's going to
Yeah,
be
this
today.
went off the rails.
Just going to be
Alright.
us ragging on X-Men all night long.
So who's the ugliest X-Men then?
I think Morph, honestly. Like, I think
Damn.
that guy's got he was looking like the bags under his eyes were pretty rough, man. Like,
He died.
yeah,
Toad?
but
Is
like,
Toad?
but
Toad
like,
good?
no, think about it. He died, but he could still shapeshift. So like, the bags under his eyes were a conscious choice, man. Like that's
Yeah.
like,
That was a
He
choice.
was-
Yeah.
yeah,
He
was
looks
looking
like
pretty
Cameron
bad.
from what was it, Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Doesn't he look like Cameron?
He does.
Paul-
Who also
I
looks
forget
sickly.
his name. Yeah.
He looks like Cameron
Also
and laughs
Cameron.
like Chucky.
I would definitely give it to Morph. I just think he's just worse for wear, man.
When I was rewatching that with my daughter recently, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And the whole episode, I was like, "Oh man, he's probably gonna turn on them. He's a bad guy." And then spoiler, he died. And I was like, "Oh, that's where he goes." Okay,
There he goes.
Yeah.
that's why I don't
the-
remember him.
That's the purpose of Morph. He did not exist in that capacity in the comic books.
Mm-mm.
He's a different character in the comics, but
He,
they're
he
like
came back. What, season 2 or 3? Was it 3?
season 3, I think, something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been
Like-
I haven't honestly rewatched them on Disney Plus. I
Oh.
haven't
Well,
done it.
They're
Trying to
so
get
hard to
a new
watch.
season.
I know. Eventually we are, but I read that the guy who played Cyclops died recent, like last week or something like that.
Oh wow.
That's
So
over.
we're not getting him.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so I guess he's not coming back for the show. That's
Yeah, I don't think he's coming
contract
back.
disputes. So
He played Cyclops in all the video games too. Like he played in
Yeah.
all the
What was
Marvel vs.
that
Capcoms
fighting
and stuff like
game
that,
that was sick? Not Marvel vs. Capcom. What was it? Mutant Academy or something like
X-Men Children of the Atom.
that? No, there's another one.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember. I
yeah,
don't
but that's
remember the name of
Cyclops.
it.
Yeah, he was awesome. He's all undisciplined, and he'd like body slam you. It's pretty sweet.
Optic blast.
Optic blast.
Anyways, do you guys want to do some news?
Yeah,
we can imitate our characters.
We can do that while we do the news, though.
Do like Wolverine and be like, or whatever he says.
Bub.
Yeah,
Bub. Yeah.
It's news time. Okay.
By the way, I'm just so happy that people are finding us right now, even though we
it's organic, baby.
podcast. It makes me happy.
Well, we might get more X-Men stuff if this doesn't pan out for Marvel, because Marvel is suing to keep the rights to some of their characters. It's a little muddy. I'm trying to see if I still can wrap my head around it. But from what I gather is they are basically seeking declaration that these characters are ineligible for copyright termination as they were works made for hire, as opposed to works created by them.
Yeah.
And apparently like a similar suit happened at DC a few years ago. And
yeah, with Bill Finger and Bob Kane, right?
The Batman peeps.
Yeah, the Batman peeps. They have that term of getting fingered. Yeah, that's what it means. Anytime you hear getting fingered, it means that you get cut out of copyright. So go and use it. Use it in the sentence at work.
I don't
during a work
think
meeting.
That's what it means all the time.
No.
Yeah. Just bring it up. Bring it up.
I'm gonna roll with it. I trust you, Frank.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the best thing you can do is trust Frank implicitly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did the one with Bob Kane and Bill Finger work out?
It worked in DC's favor. They kept the stuff, right? Yeah.
Okay.
They actually hired the same lawyers that DC had hired to win them that suit.
Gotcha.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But Bill Finger's got his name on credits now, like for
he does.
Batman products.
He does. I have seen that Bill Finger and Bob Kane.
But I was reading more into this, and it's not like they would lose the characters if
no, they would share ownership.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Which
they don't want to do.
No, of course not.
Then they couldn't get the solid gold toilet. Like, you got to have your solid gold toilet with your solid gold mansion. Like, otherwise, it just looks dumb.
I mean,
you look
if we can tie this back to the X-Men, just to be clear, I mean, everybody knows that's the real reason Marvel bought Fox, right? Was just so that they would never have to share the X-Men and Fantastic Four. They saw how much money Marvel was making them all these years. They're like, we need to buy this crap for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's like when you got to buy your kid a really fancy computer because you think that they might have a career in computers. You're like, I don't want to spend this kind of money on it, but I think this is an investment.
It's an investment. Yeah.
Now they got the X-Men, so they'll keep all their stuff. I'm not really worried about that lawsuit. I don't really.
No, they have enough money to make it work out some way.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that everybody who created will still get compensated somehow for it, but it will never be enough, and the fans will always hate on Stan Lee for robbing everybody of what they were due and all these things, and that's just the nature of
that's showbiz, baby.
Monster fans and stuff. Yeah. I'm alienating everybody who's watching right now.
Speaking of monster fans of Disney Plus, we're getting a Disney Plus Day on November 12th.
Speaking of,
what does that entail?
It seems to be similar in nature to the investor stream that they did last year.
So I love that you found us the most boring graphic you could of this.
All right.
This is straight from Disney itself.
This is like the email, basically.
Yeah.
It's got a little icon and some links there.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Disney Plus Day, they're going to be showcasing new content from their...
They sent out a nice graphic showing all the content.
No, we just need this.
I've seen it.
You just need your imagination. Your imagination can reproduce any graphic better than.
All right, lay it on me. I'm gonna close my eyes. Tell me.
And the news that we care about.
We're
getting a look into Marvel's future. So whatever the hell that means. So probably like a little mixed trailer that we got last year.
I'm not really seeing.
You're not very good at painting a picture.
We're getting Shang-Chi on streaming. That'll be.
I already saw it. Didn't love it.
Picture buff muscles and his
and that's about it in terms of Marvel stuff.
Oh man, that was
man,
a
wow, you're
letdown.
like the next Bobby Ross, Ricky.
Yeah. They're just gonna drop a trailer. It's gonna end with a 4 logo, and then we're all gonna be like, "Woo!"
Oh, a 4
Did
logo.
you say it's a Four Loco?
4 logo.
Yes, a 4 loco.
That's even better.
Wow. So you should have led with that. So they're gonna send us all 4 Locos
You're all gonna get 4 locos
on November 12th.
on November 12th.
You heard it here. Breaking news, guys.
4 logo.
4
Day.
Locos on Disney.
Well, I know
Plus
what
Day.
we're drinking during that live stream. So
That's gonna be awkward, like Elliot drinking beer when ET's getting drunk.
What? Remind me, when does the Eternals come out?
November 3rd,
Is it?
Eternals comes out November 5th. So this will be post
Okay.
Eternals.
All right. So Shang-Chi is gonna come out a couple weeks after. Thankfully, I don't think the post credits really matters to Eternals. So
Nah.
No.
yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just planning that out because I know my wife is not gonna go watch Shang-Chi in theaters. So
I mean, if we haven't by this point, I'm sure we'll get a look at Miss Marvel. This would probably be a good thing to show a drop of Moon Knight in there.
Good old Moon Knight
Good old
Shyamalan.
Moon Knight.
but aren't there any other shows that are coming out sooner, Ricky?
Hawkeye.
Oh man, I totally set you up and you just didn't even. Speaking of
Oh.
which,
Oh, but that's not on Disney Plus. That's not part of Disney Plus Day.
so what?
But
Why, yes, Dennis, there is.
Yes,
is a
we
new
have
Marvel show coming
Marvel's
out.
Hit Monkey coming out November 17th on Hulu.
Yes.
What's a Hit Monkey,
That-
Dennis?
It's a monkey that it's not a baboon. I forget what kind of monkey it is. It's isn't it that monkey that's in like
It looks like a gibbon.
the outbreak or something, the macaco or something
Snow
like
monkey?
that. Or, I don't remember what they're called, but anyways, it's a monkey that is
That the capuchin monkey.
it's something like that. Yeah, it's a freaking hitman, dude. That's what it is. Like it's Hitman.
Starring Jason
a monkey.
Sudeikis, Olivia Munn, and George Takei.
It's a monkey with machine guns, and it goes around doing professional hits. And that's all I know. I have 2 toys of it, and I'm like, "What is this thing?" And it holds guns, and it wears suits, and yeah,
Is it the same kind of monkey?
yeah, it's the same monkey.
Same monkey.
My toy looks exactly like the thing in the cartoon. Like so accuracy is not something they're worried about right now because they've got it down. I don't know crap about this character other than he's hung out with Deadpool sometimes, which he probably won't
Oh,
hang
he
out
did come
the
in
Hulu
a
show.
Deadpool 2-pack Legends.
Yeah, one of the versions of Hit Monkey came in a Deadpool 2-pack. Yeah, it's a comedic show, obviously, when you're having a monkey go around and shoot bad guys.
Oh, damn.
But
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
misleading. I thought it was a serious character drama, a character study,
yeah.
a period character study.
I am
into the-
surprised though because this is a show that we thought was canceled, because Hulu had a bunch of shows in development,
Mhm.
and then they basically said, "F you, Jeff Loeb, we're killing everything that you were responsible for, except for MODOK." And then here comes Hit Monkey,
except
and
for-
so
I think
What were the other shows they killed? Was it the Cloak and Dagger and
the new
Runaways?
New Warriors.
Oh, that was on the horizon. Damn.
No, Cloak and Dagger was a real show. That already
Yeah, there
existed.
was like 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
3, I think.
Was it 3?
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. It was 2 seasons of that, and 3 seasons of Runaways.
Because their second one coincided with the third of Runaways, right?
Yes, correct.
okay.
Correct.
They did a crossover, right?
Yeah.
In Runaways, not in the other show.
Oh, I thought they did them both. I've never seen Cloak and Dagger, so I didn't know.
It was
the first season's
Howard
really
the Duck
great.
Show.
It's good.
Yeah, Howard the
And
Duck. And then The Offenders was something they were going to do
yes,
too.
The Offenders.
Yeah, all dumb. Honestly, like MODOK is like okay, it's funny. But like if you look at it in the same context of like What If, like a comedy episode, it's entertaining to watch. It's a little long in the tooth. Like MODOK is it takes a little while to get to the point of what it's trying to do because it wants to be funny, but it also wants to tell a real story, and that real story doesn't bubble up to the surface for like many episodes.
No.
So yeah. But I'm not super excited about Hitmonkey, but I'll watch it because I know Hulu just drops the whole damn show on one day. They're not gonna like drip feed it like Disney Plus does. Are you gonna watch it, Alan?
I don't know. We'll see.
They haven't sold it to you?
Does the monkey speak English or what?
I think the monkey talks. Right?
I think so.
The monkey's George Takai.
Okay.
So
I don't think it is.
Oh my.
Is it not?
I don't think the monkey's George Takai.
Then the monkey may or may not talk.
Is that a hindrance for you, Alan? If the monkey speaks like Spanish, you're out. Like you're not gonna watch it.
B set the bar really high for
Yeah.
how much. Yeah,
that's fair.
We'll see.
You got anything else, Ricky?
No, that's it. That's kind of a light. Oh yeah, we do have one more thing.
Oh,
We do have
just in
one more thing.
Breaking news. What was really funny is 2 weeks ago on the soapbox, it was like around 10 o'clock at night, and Ricky just started breaking all this news to us that we didn't have for the show. It was pretty funny.
I like that it looked like Ricky was looking outside his window and he said breaking news because his monitor's over there.
Breaking news.
Whoops, someone's breaking into my house.
in.
Yeah. The call's coming from outside of the house.
We got Dennis's Marvel Legends roundup. First up, we got this pretty sexy Doctor Strange. Look at those gloves.
Oof.
Wow. Oh, I'm gonna let him do it now, I guess.
Oh, I mean,
That's
that's all.
leather print?
By the way, before we fully go into this, Fred Tatasciore is the voice of Hitmonkey.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I don't know why you decided George Takei was, but
His name's on that show somewhere.
Just fan casting.
Yeah, he's a character. He's one of the bad guys.
Anyways, yes, this was released actually on Monday. Not released. It was revealed on Monday via another YouTube streamer. This is actually Boog Nice, the guy who had me on his show to talk about the Sentinel program. He was sent this figure from Hasbro to review and to just get people hyped about. This is a classic Doctor Strange, which has not been made in the Marvel Legends line, I think, for like 18 years, man. They made one once ever, and they've never given us another classic Strange in his
You got the cloak,
ridiculous outfit.
gloves,
you got the leopard gloves. Yeah.
You got the wand of Watum.
You got the nice. You got it. Yeah.
Is that the stick? The gold stick?
Blue mage mask.
The gold stick is what that's its normal name. That's its regular name, gold stick.
Gold stick.
He just calls it Wand of Watum just kind of for fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of
it's actually not. Just to be clear, it may sound weird the way he's saying it. It's actually Wanda Watum.
Yeah, Wanda Watum. Yeah, that's
okay.
It's kind of how I have my guitar named Sally.
It's the
like
Wanda.
Blue Man group mask.
Yeah, Blue Man.
Yeah, it's the blue mage. Frank, the blue mage is not supposed to be just a mask, right? His whole body turns blue, right?
Yeah, I don't actually know. I only know the blue mage from Ultimate Alliance 1 when I think that was
it's an alternate skin, right?
Yeah, I don't actually know its story.
It's actually in Ultimate Alliance 3 also. It's
is he in part 3? Do they have costume changes in part 3?
Oh, they have cool ones, man. They have actual texture.
I'm looking up pictures of the blue mage, and he is still in the suit.
Does he still play in Vegas?
Does he still have the cheetah gloves?
Yes. Still the gloves.
Nice. But just so you know, this figure is actually going to be a Walmart exclusive. They're doing a second collector con. I hate that they call it that. Like, it's not that Walmart holds a convention. Nah, they just milk people who like going to conventions for money.
Oh, so, you can get milked? Nice.
Yeah, you can get milked.
Send me the link.
Yeah, I will. We'll do. So Hasbro's doing a convention at the end of the month, the end of October, and to coincide with it, Walmart's going to make you buy some of their stuff at their store only. So that's the only place to get this guy. That really bums me out too, because like it just means scarcity is going to be a problem. And like, dude, look at him. He's freaking classic Doctor Strange.
I'll get you one.
You know what I mean? Like, that's annoying. Like, it's really annoying. But I think it's a beautiful figure. I'm very excited to get it. I will let you know the one bummer about this figure is that cape is not removable. It is glued onto him.
Oh, well,
that's
trash.
So Spider-Man can't wear it.
Spider-Man cannot wear that one. No,
Just get an
he
X-Acto
can't.
knife and just trim it
I
off.
know, right? Yeah.
I've done
Anyways,
that
there
with
were
my
two.
HeroClix.
There were two other figures that actually went up for pre-order this week.
Is that one of them?
They just kind of, yep, there it is. Yeah, we just thought we'd show you random figures.
I don't know. I don't know,
It's a
man.
good looking
shit,
Falcon.
yeah.
Show
Look at
started at
that.
8:04. I don't know. Anything goes. Anything goes now.
Yeah, no, they did this is a variant on the retro card of Falcon. So this is not his modern costume, but this is not his classic costume either. It's somewhere in between. I'm not sure.
Are these the
where this one
Vulture
falls.
wings?
Yeah, they're the same wings. So as soon as the Vulture got made, everybody who collects Marvel Legends was like, well, when's Falcon getting made? And now we've got two Falcon figures with the same damn wings. Yeah, there he is. That's what he looks like.
Yeah,
that's what he looks like in the comics, and that's why I love the movie version so much.
You don't like the beak on the forehead?
No, I don't. I don't like the beak on his forehead. And for anybody that didn't get this Loki figure originally when it released, they're re-releasing him on the retro card with an additional head to make him. They're like, hey, it kind of looks like the old version of Loki in the Loki show, and I'm like, no, it doesn't.
a little bit.
Cool.
The hair though.
Ooh, they made the old Loki. Awesome.
Yeah, Loki's blonde in the comics. And so, but yeah, most of the time, I mean, modern comics, he's got black hair now.
He does kind of look like Richard E. Grant.
He needs a cape.
That's what they said they were like hoping people would say, but it's not like what they were going for.
They didn't pay for that likeness.
No, they did not pay for the likeness, but they're like, kind of looks like him, right? And so,
old white dude.
When you're on a stream saying that if that's the best you can do to sell your thing,
yeah,
whatever.
Please send us money, Marvel Legends.
But they were excited to say, hey, look, he comes with daggers. Because fans, yeah, 2 daggers. Because fans of Loki have been pretty pissed off that every Loki figure ever has not come with any daggers at all.
Wow.
So they finally made up for it by giving you 2.
That costs money, though. I mean,
there you go. Yeah, those are totally just Drax's daggers from the movie. I'm pretty sure. So I don't think that costs much money at all.
It's the little troll's dagger from Cat's Eye.
Oh God, no. No Cat's Eye, please.
Why do you always bring up Cat's Eye every stream?
You bring up Cat's Eye. You know what I probably should have said at some point before. We're excited to talk about episode 7 of What If, but before we do, we have some news and rumors to discuss.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Blue Chew.
I never did any of this.
Brought to you by Blue Chew. Is your hammer not feeling worthy?
And I probably should have said, as a reminder, this is also a chance for you to pick our brains. This is you, the audience, or Alan in this case, with any Marvelous trivia or points of confusion that you may have. We'll be checking the comments throughout the show. And for those of you that can't get enough of us, because this is going so smoothly today, you can visit patreon.com/10xmedia immediately after this broadcast ends for our live post show, The Soapbox, where we wind down and talk about stuff we didn't get to in the first 1.5 hours. I only felt the need to do that because I feel like a lot of the things we're saying, I want to say, no, that's for the Soapbox. And it's kind of awkward to reference the Soapbox without me ever plugging it in the show. And I just kind of realized we forgot to do that. But yeah, is there any more news that we want to discuss?
That's the news.
Lies. We got new comics for the week.
Let's roll them.
Roll them.
I take a week off and I forget how to do this show.
I know you did. You did.
At least you didn't end the broadcast. That's good.
No. Yeah. The Infinity comics, I really like them a lot.
Yeah, that's why I added those for you.
They're really cool. I love the Captain America one. It's probably my favorite one right now.
Yeah, they officially added those to the. I by the way, I pull all of those Marvel comics from Marvel.com every week. They post the full list, and it's just it's all the comics that you can get for the week. And yeah, they added a new section this week called Infinity Comics with the dates for each.
It's the future. I'm calling it here.
fully vertical comics, like just on made for your phone.
Just the way Zack Snyder wanted it. Like the.
Have you read them, Frank?
No, I haven't yet.
It's just a nice smooth experience, just scrolling up on the phone. I mean,
I watched the Snyder cut, and I think that's the limit of my 4:3 screen size that I want.
Can you experts answer a question for me?
I would love to answer multiple because we need to fill time.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy on there, and when I opened a new tab on my phone the other day, it said Guardians of the Galaxy series was ending, but then it also mentioned the third film, and I was like, oh, the third film got canceled, and I was like, wait, I don't think that's what's happening. But is it something with the comics? Or are they ending the series, and is that common, and they just reboot it, or how does that work?
Yeah, you answered your question.
Okay.
It is very common. It's very common because you know what sells better than any comic ever? A number one of a comic.
All right.
And so they often find ways to reboot or just restart the numbering. It's not that the stories are really ending or anything like that. It's just number one sell, and so that's why they do that every so often.
Like a good jumping on point, right?
Yeah, they try to create jumping on points, and they also try to mark the new creative teams and stuff.
You know what else sells besides number ones? Nostalgia, and that's why every so often they'll reboot the number one and go back to the original numbering.
Yep, they do, or they'll put both numbers on at the same time.
Yeah,
yeah. Now that's just stupid.
Well, hopefully they don't reboot as often as Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, we need a new Spider-Man reboot, don't we? We're kind of due, aren't we?
You guys can probably answer.
Into the Spider-Verse was one.
The movie Guardians are very different from the classic Guardians, right?
Classic Guardians, yes, but
when did the
70s Guardians? What?
When did the movie quote unquote Guardians make their appearance in comics?
2000s. Annihilation.
2000s? Okay.
Annihilation. Whenever Civil War happened, during
Annihilation, right?
Annihilation Wave, I think is.
Annihilation Wave. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So whenever the Civil War was happening in the comics, and I honestly don't remember what, like 2005, 2006.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Because we were arguing about that.
Yeah. Sometime around then, they, in order to make this the fight fair, they had to find a reason to have all the big cosmic characters preoccupied with some other thing. So there was actually two giant events going on in the comics at the same time: Civil War and then Annihilation Wave. And Annihilation Wave, the byproduct of that was the reformation of a new Guardians of the Galaxy that had characters that actually really looked very similar to the ones that you see in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Star-Lord's outfit didn't quite change until maybe early 2010-ish, something like that.
I think it changed with the movie, actually.
Because I remember seeing
we're very close to before
the first art for that movie. He was in that helmet, he was in the full getup.
Yeah.
Oh, the helmet he's had for a long time.
The helmet's the same.
But with the top of it though.
Yeah, he usually doesn't have his hair exposed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what was funny about that is that they were like, "Oh shit, we still haven't accounted for the Hulk. Planet Hulk. We're gonna send him away to a different planet."
You're right. There were three events going on.
Like, crap. But Planet Hulk was the last one just before Civil War, so they had to get him off the board real quick because he would tilt everything the other way.
Yeah,
just like the movies.
They did Ragnarok too, but that was like in 2003, I think.
Ragnarok was earlier. So for that one, Alan, when they did Ragnarok in the comic, they actually just discontinued Thor for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So he just wasn't in the comics for that period of time. But it's not like they had a plan to. It's not like they were never going to bring him back. Sometimes they like to let characters, cool off for a little bit, so that when they bring them back for that number one, the sales are big because there's a reason that the character,
or for contract reasons, right?
No, they always own Thor.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, like in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, for sure.
Do they announce
when they discontinue that? Sorry, Alan. What?
No, I was gonna say, do they announce that kind of stuff, like when characters are going hiatus to the fans, or kind of like they're just clamoring and they don't know when it's coming back, and then
No.
eventually it does.
They'll actually put like if you noticed on the comics, they put death of Doctor Strange. So that's probably something that they're going to get rid of Doctor Strange for a little bit and then bring him back is what you could assume. But they'll do like Death of Wolverine or something like that.
They definitely don't tell you how long they're going to be gone, but it's pretty evident in the story that plays out usually. When they die, it's like, okay, is this they're depending on how successful. Yes, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
So succinct summary of what we're trying to explain. They get put in the Disney Vault. That's exactly what Marvel has always been doing, the Disney Vault. So DC does it too, right? It's just the way they do it.
DC puts it right in the Disney Vault.
Aren't they about to reboot again, DC?
They have the keys.
DC likes to reboot, man. It's just what they do.
Who knows what DC's gonna do? Like, oh wait, are you talking in comics or in the movies? Because in the movies,
comics,
it's
right?
just a grab bag.
Oh yeah, the movie's just grab bag. But
in the comics, they always read like every few years, it's an Infinite this or a Crisis that, like, and
just buzzwords.
Yeah,
man, I feel really lucky to see Brian show up. By the way, that's really cool.
That's fantastic.
We haven't heard from Brian in a while.
Cow said that she's digging the pure chaos energy today.
It is pure chaos energy. Yeah. I missed that comment on there. Dude,
this is straight red wiggly blues.
It's all for you, Alan. We're doing this all for you.
I dig the
just
chaos.
All weird.
Bring it.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we do have one thing that was planned for this evening that I don't think we can mess up, which is let's talk about what's that show? I forget what it's called.
You've already messed it up. You've already met.
I'm kidding. Let's talk about What If. Let's do it, Ricky.
Let's do it.
And then talk about What If.
What If episode 7 was titled, oh yeah, by the way, spoiler warning. If you haven't watched it, I mean, there's really not a lot to spoil in this one, but like
it's what if Thor's Ferris Bueller's babysitter
was
eventually dead?
Yeah, there you go. The title was What If Thor Were an Only Child, and he's basically what Marvel has dubbed Party Thor. He's basically had to go his whole life without the responsibility of being a role model to a younger adopted brother, Loki. And he lives the privileged life, and he just travels across the galaxy.
He's a bachelor, man.
Yeah, partying. He just parties hard the whole time.
No beard though. No beard.
Clean shaven.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to spoil, with the exception of the very last 10 seconds of the episode. Yep. But we can talk about everything else before we talk about that part. Alan, tell us, just overall, what did you think of this episode?
I was kind of I don't know. I was on the fence about it. I liked the lightheartedness of it, but I don't think enough changed for me. I feel like it was I can dig that Loki had a role in his upbringing, but I feel like I don't know, maybe I don't think of Thor as being as responsible as maybe he's supposed to be. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's because of what do they call him? I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but is it Fat Thor or whatever? I feel like that's tainted my image of Thor. What's the one in the Avengers game?
I think Marvel prefers Bro Thor.
Oh, Bro Thor. Okay, Bro Thor. Yeah, I knew I was gonna butcher it. But I feel like that image of him just kind of it ruined him to a degree in terms of that vision I have of him. But I'm aware of why he is that way. But I don't know. I think that's where I'm at. It's just I like the lightheartedness. I think for me, I wish it wasn't as focused on just him. I think like it seemed like they were trying to have some brevity from all the seriousness, and I kind of wish they just had it with more characters or something.
That hurt from
I don't know, but I don't know. I was all over the place. I didn't know how to connect it to
I mean, to me it felt like the most cartoon What If episode out there, right? Like it was a silly fun, no, I don't say no stakes, but it's like Thor has to clean up the planet before his mom gets here. Like,
No stakes. Did you
You
see
know.
the last 10 seconds?
I mean, I think we're just
I
disregarding
mean,
the last 10 seconds.
but
So, you know,
to be fair, like Jane was worried about his partying because the last place that he visited did explode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is kind of this weird like underlying Rick and Morty aspect to like, are they going to party until the Earth like is destroyed? You know, and so that's
it's like
kind
that
of
MODOK
implication.
episode
Which one?
where they have the
Isn't it-
party turtle things,
Oh yeah, or the episode of Rick and Morty,
or the episode
that
of Rick and
was-
Morty.
That was the season that was I was referring to. Yeah. You go with the less popular franchise. It's cool. It's cool.
That's cool. You
I
gotta
think
go for
you're
the
asking-
underdog.
You're asking more people to go really quick, leave the show, go watch that episode of MODOK,
Yeah,
and come back, and you'll
Yeah,
totally
we'll wait.
understand.
Yeah, we're getting a fat Hulu check. Or sorry,
Yeah.
a thyroid
Hulu's-
problem Hulu check.
Yeah. Use code DENX to get your first month.
Thyroid problem Hulu check. Oh man. Yeah. Well, Frank, what did you think of this one?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a fun episode. You know, it was supposed to be episode 5, and then they switched it up. So it was a nice departure from the multiverse of sadness that they've been setting up for the past like 2 or 3 episodes. Because each of
It's
those
true.
episodes was like, oh my god.
They did a solid month of downers, right? The
Yeah.
last really uplifting episode was T'Challa Star-Lord, right?
Yeah. So I was setting up for this episode. I was just on my couch. I was just popping pills, drinking alcohol, and I had the gun in my mouth, and I'm all like, oh, this is actually a funny episode. Okay, so I put the gun down. I pulled out the bullets. I was like, oh, cool. Okay, this is a lighthearted episode.
You can still pop the pills though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I kept drinking, of course. I let that go to
Yes,
waste.
Yes.
It was Four Loco. It's far from November 12th, but still Four Loco Day.
I won't say that I love this episode more than any of the other episodes, but I still loved this episode. You know, like I just love this entire season of this show. And you know, I think the thing, you know, I know we want it. We have been clamoring for like, oh, I can't wait to see the you know, when the reveal, when they finally show that these things are all going to be somehow connected. I don't mind that we got this silly thing before this stuff gets really crazy, because you know, like I've told you guys numerous times throughout this, you know, past months that I've been binging the Next Generation, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and you know, like one of my other favorite sci-fi stories growing up as a kid was The Twilight Zone. And so that's why I was really excited about What If, because What If takes the best things about both, you know, those stories, and essentially Star Trek really is a what if. You know, like every episode is them visiting a planet that's just slightly different from ours because or drastically different, whatever, but because of a fundamental difference in ideology or something. You know, somewhere along the line of evolution or progress, a planet diverged from what we did, and here's what it looks like because of that. You know, so
Yeah. And they have the Prime Directive that doesn't allow them to intervene with.
exactly. So it's basically their Owatu, right?
I like the comment. Oh, go ahead.
What was what comment?
I was gonna say I was right. I called it that the last 3 episodes of What If are gonna be the fixer, the one that combines them all.
Yeah, I would have. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm upset that they didn't do it sooner. I definitely feel like last week ended in such a way that was like so obviously not done. You know, like we talked about that. Like we talked about that the awkwardness of like, okay, you know, Nas went on for a while about like that was not an ending, and we're like, yeah, that wasn't an ending because it's not supposed to be an ending, right? So,
yeah.
So you know, if we are to believe that the moment that this episode ends, revealing a Vision Ultron Infinity Stone combo, you know, that's apparently crossing dimensions because Vision Ultron wouldn't exist at that time period, right?
Then the Spanish Armada came.
It's
Yeah.
the plot of Marvel vs.
Guns,
Capcom
tomato.
Infinite.
Not exactly, because it's Vision. It's Vision inside that thing.
What was it? Wouldn't it be Ultron? Like if Ultron got his way or whatever.
It's Ultron. It's Ultron's
Ultron's
intention.
consciousness in Vision's body, right? Is that
It's
that's
his
what he wanted,
grand-
right?
It's his grand design come to fruition. Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. He wanted to use Vision as his body. And then he
the
probably
armor
just
with the Infinity Stones is just icing on the cake. That's just like
icing on the cake. Yeah.
That's like when you get
exactly.
a cookie and lather it with butter.
But I see what you're talking about, because there was a Marvel versus Capcom where they were like, what if Ultron had the Infinity Stones, and it looked kind of like that. But I think did he wear the stones on his body like that, or was he wearing the glove? I don't remember.
Yeah.
That'll be the next one. Like, what if Ultron was hella stylish and wanted to accessorize with the Infinity Stones? His Gucci, he's got FUBU. It's just like it's Puma. Puma's the blue one.
Alan, do you have more questions that we?
Please end the show. Please.
No, yeah, I'm out of here. It's too much. No, actually, speaking of the Infinity Stones, I actually did have a question, because as we were watching the movie or the show, sorry, there's a scene where they're leaving Asgard. I think it's when they're leaving Asgard. And you see the Infinity Gauntlet in the background.
Fake.
Oh, it's a fake one?
Well, that's what Hela says in Ragnarok.
That's the joke in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I've seen Ragnarok. Okay.
It was always there. It's always
so in the first Thor movie, you got a shot of it, and it's almost seems like it's before they kind of knew what they were going to do with it. So that was always this weird, like, Easter egg continuity error.
Okay.
And in Ragnarok, they kind of retconned it to say it was a fake.
Yeah.
Got
They
it.
fixed
So they're
the
playing on it.
continuity. That's
Okay.
what you were going to ask, though, right? Why it was there?
Yeah. I was
Well,
like, okay.
Let me break your brain a little bit, though.
Please do.
That gauntlet that we see in this episode is left-handed.
Ooh.
It's for lefties. It's kind of like when you have the scissors when you're in school and you have the left-handed scissors that are all janky and broken. Like that.
And Thanos' actual gauntlet is left-handed too. But in the movies, or in the Thor movies, the fake gauntlet was right-handed.
Okay.
So 2 what ifs in this universe. What if Loki wasn't adopted and they made a left-handed fake gauntlet instead?
Whoa.
Yeah.
We're always talking about
exploded.
how they hide extra questions in there.
They do. Yeah. They actually 3, because they hit another one, right? Like the one I brought up with you the other day, the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
The hammer clearly doesn't work the same, but it kind of does.
What was your charm that you said? You had said something specific.
I said so basically. Okay, let me do a little backstory on this one. So what I meant by the hammer not working correctly is, if you remember Thor 1, which unfortunately I do because I went back and watched part of
Love
it.
Thor 1. That's my top 5.
Yeah, the best one.
I went back and watched part of it this week after watching this What If, because I was like, wait, the hammer. Why was he able to drop the hammer on Captain Marvel and she couldn't move? Because I assumed that, like, he never pissed off Odin, who cast him out to Midgard and put the little charm on the hammer that says, "Whoever so possesses or is worthy."
I have your quote, Dennis, when you're ready.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so, do you remember that, Alan? He actually, Odin, before he sent the hammer to Arizona or New Mexico, right? New Mexico. He put the thing on there that's basically said, "Hey, this is the plot of the movie. Thor has to go become worthy before he can ever pick it up." But that charm that's on it has stayed on there for the entire duration of the MCU, and it's become the source of, like, a lot of fun, things like Cap picking it up and stuff, and the whole cocktail party scene in Age of Ultron, because that charm is there. But, like, the implication of this movie, or I mean this episode, is that, like, he hadn't come to Earth before coming there for his giant party, and he came with full use of the hammer, which means he doesn't have to be worthy to pick it up, right? Because he's clearly not worthy of being a king, as demonstrated. Yeah, worthy by Odin's standards, right?
Spring Break king.
So we decided that there must have just been another what if, which is, what if Odin put a different charm on the hammer And Frank, you can read what I said to you the other day because I can't remember what
At
it was.
9:46 a.m., Dennis says, in this universe, the hammer says, whoever cleans their bedroom, takes out the trash, and mops the Bifrost shall be worthy of the power of Thor.
Yes, that's what it was.
So he
Thanks.
just has lower standards for his Thor.
Way lower standards,
Yeah, way
so that
lower
he can still use the hammer, but he's not going to get hammer jacked, right? Like nobody
Yeah.
else is going to pick it up unless they're mopping the Bifrost too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Or unless they clean their if they clean their room
Clean
or
the
Yeah.
room and
trash, yeah.
That sounds
I
like
have
a
to
child,
believe
yeah.
there's something on there because there are runes etched on the top of it and stuff. So it does say something. Somebody should translate it and see what it.
it's just
actually
like
says.
return back to Asgard if lost.
It's his address.
Yeah.
Yeah,
187
Yeah,
Asgard
I really
Street.
I love the fight, and I love the way they incorporated Captain Marvel into the story. I was just really weirded out by that one moment where he just sets it down on her belly and she can't get up, and I'm like, but
No.
it's not charmed the same way, right? So
No, it was kind of cool. Like, I guess in that universe, well, I guess it's unknown that everyone else knows about Captain Marvel, but how she was kind of like the nuke, you know, like they had her
she's
thing in the
what-
brief.
what she's always been, yeah.
Yeah, you know, they had her thing in the case. Like, should we do it? Should we call her? And then when she's fighting Thor, she kind of drops the headline of like, yeah, if I take out this dude, like I'll end up wiping out, you know, a city. Like she's choosing not to murder him, basically.
Yeah, why didn't
Yeah.
they? Why, like, they should have been like, duh, that's why we freaking paged you to do that. Like, we paged you for that purpose. Like, why didn't you do the one thing we paged you for?
There was a little bit of silly contrivance there where she's like, I could kick his ass, but do you want me to? Yes, we do.
You're like,
That's why.
yes.
That is why. Just do it in
Well,
Vegas.
she's like, it's not worth my time. Like she wasn't.
She didn't say it's not worth her time. It's just like she definitely didn't say it's not worth my time.
It's not worth my
She said the casualties are not worth the risk. Okay, that's
It's
a
not.
very big difference from it's
No,
not worth my time.
It's not worth their time.
Not worth my time.
She didn't want to incur the amount of deaths that would have happened from a fight that epic. I get that. That's cool. That's why she let loose in Endgame, right? Is because that it was just like
That was worth her time.
battlefield. Yeah, it was just a battlefield where the only people that were going to die were all the Avengers. So
Captain Marvel is paid by the hour. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. What did you think of this Captain Marvel, by the way?
What was she different in some way?
It was not Brie Larson.
What was
Nope.
Brie Larson? Yeah.
It was Alexandra Daniels.
What else
Sorry, are we talking about the character herself or the voice actor? Are you talking?
Yes.
So you're saying? I'm saying so. Brie Larson,
I'm saying the character itself was a product of the voice actor, right? Like, and the writers.
I guess I don't know if you're trying to say
Did you
that
like her or not?
I liked her, but I didn't know she was different. Like I guess the voice acting part didn't play anything to me. I was more like I don't know if you're trying to say her origin's different, or if you're just simply trying to talk that it's not Brie Larson because she has beef with some people. I don't know.
No, I don't think she has beef. I just think they couldn't get her for whatever reason.
Okay.
It skewed more Endgame Brie Larson, or not Endgame Brie Larson or Captain Marvel.
I thought she was more charming than any iteration.
I felt like
of
it was
Brie
more
Larson's.
Jennifer Grey, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Captain Marvel.
Yeah. No, she was just fun. There was a lot of character coming through in the voice acting, I thought, and I just appreciated hearing just the little tones of jovial, I mean, just jesting, I guess.
There's some good parts there's some parts in Captain Marvel that I thought Brie Larson was able to kind of jest and like kind of make fun and just kind of be charming and happy. But there's some parts where she's kind of a downer, and I think she really keyed into those like happier moments.
Yeah, but I think the problem with her in her own movie is she might have had playfulness, but at the time she usually lacked the confidence, right? Sure. She didn't know that she could level the entire planet or
Yeah.
something like that, you know. So she had the confidence and the charm of being really, you know, fun about it. And so I liked her in that. Selena's asking the true question that we have somehow avoided, which is when are we going to mention Howard the Duck and our favorite BFF Darcy? What did you think of both of them, Alan?
Yeah.
There he goes. He's got his Legos on display. Lego.
That was a great scene, but it's also one of the ones I think my kids enjoyed the most. My daughter's all about romance of any sort, and so, you know, this girl and this duck going off to Vegas. She doesn't even
There's
know what
a
Vegas
whole
is,
movie
and
about that.
Yeah, by the way,
if
if you want a reenactment of the honeymoon, just go watch Howard the Duck from the 1980s. You'll get it. It's there. It's all there.
There's a scene with Leah Thompson in particular.
Yeah. So your daughter liked that Darcy hooked up with the duck?
Yeah, she's into romance of any sort. She's got love on the brain, and so that was the highlight for her for sure.
Just to be clear, that in most states, romance of any sort is not necessarily legal.
It's true, but I think for her, romance doesn't
Don't
go very far,
ruin
so we're
the duck
good.
love.
You can marry a dog in Las Vegas, though, so I guess you could marry a duck.
Which, I mean, I'd rather marry a sentient duck than a dog, right?
Dogs are sentient.
Wow.
Why would you think dogs aren't sentient?
I didn't know Ricky was sentiencist.
Can you drink with your dog?
Yes.
That is not the definition of sentience, but let's move on. You know what? I gotta say, honestly, for a while now, I was kind of annoyed whenever Seth Green would show up, but like this one really, he won me over. Like he finally, like, I just feel like Seth Green's in so many things. Does he really need this extra paycheck? Does he need to be in the Marvel universe also?
Yeah, he needs a minute.
But he's good. He's good. And like, it's not that I disliked him every time he played Howard. I was just like, I think what this show has done a really good job of is making it very clear that when Howard shows up, this is the tone of the episode or the story you're going to get. Right. And so if you're not cool with it, once Howard shows up, just turn it off because you're not gonna enjoy this, right? Like, and so
shift your brain.
It was fun and it was playful and like, I think I like seeing him now because he is like a herald of fun in the Marvel stories, right? And so I'm not gonna be mad whenever Howard shows up anymore, just because that's just me. It's just me like wanting to like I want a serious story and then I get a comedy story and like. Whatever story they want to tell is fine with me. I'm not going to be mad about it. As long as you know the journey and the end are both satisfying in their own ways. So this was fun for me.
This was fun.
I think that was my mistake. I went in. They had so many serious ones. I went in, even though no, it's Party Thor. I want some of that seriousness, and I'm all about the downer episodes. So I think I went in with the wrong perspective. I probably should rewatch it with like just having fun.
Oh, the downer episodes are great. I think they were the strongest entries, especially the zombies and Doctor Strange. Especially Doctor Strange is my favorite of the season, and that was the most downer of downer episodes.
Doctor Strange and the zombies aren't my favorite as well, but I will say this: that I think it's unfair to like dismiss this episode because there's some really good feel in there. Like there's some like seeing the nuance of how Loki relates to Thor and then going back and revisiting all of their interactions throughout the MCU, it's really cool to see it's we always see Loki being the foil to Thor in all these stories, but like we don't just see that, we see brotherly love. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason these two actors love working together in everything they do. And it's the camaraderie, the chemistry is there, man. And so it was really cool to see them pull that away a little bit for this episode and say, like, here's what it's like if they're just friends and they didn't share that experience of growing up in the same home together and having the same parents and having the same upbringing.
I mean, this one, Loki's a prince, or right? He's
a prince.
Not prince, but
I think he calls him Prince Loki. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's Prince Loki.
He's a prince. Yeah. He's a prince.
I see the prince and other one.
He's the frost giant because that's what he is. He's really a frost giant.
Is
I mean,
the prince the only one allowed to have nipples?
Yeah, the prince is only it's princely nipples.
Just to be clear, in the comic, I think in the movie, he's a full frost giant that is glamored or whatever. Like I think Frigga and Odin make him look like like a regular Asgardian, but in the comics, he's actually half Asgardian because he actually is the son of Odin, right? Like
Odin
he's
got
the son
down.
Odin did get down. Not like Zeus though, but he did get down.
But yeah, he did. And by comics, I mean also Norse mythology too. Like because they just basically just stole a bunch of that from.
They get down with whatever though, like horses, cuttlefish, like whatever they see, they just want to bang it out.
But I really liked seeing like when Thor needs him to help him, he's like he needs him, and he's hoping that of all the people he can rely on, Loki's there for him. And then he's like, "This ain't my problem, bro." And he's ready to bounce. Like it's
not my mom.
Yeah, exactly. I dug that because it made me care more about every other instance of them that we've seen. Like that. I don't know. I was just touched by that. Sometimes it's the absence that makes your heart grow fonder, I guess is I just coined that term right now.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's really profound.
I coined that.
I think it might catch on.
We're gonna put that on shirts. DenX Media. Sometimes the absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Sometimes the abscess makes the heart grow fonder. What was it? It was Civil War. The Civil War what if in the comics, where it had like one little detail. They had like Tony not do something that was kind of dickish or something, or Cap did something. No, Tony I think did something not dickish. Anyway, the point is like they were able to resolve Civil War in like a few seconds in a handshake. Which was like heartbreaking because in Civil War, man, there was bloodshed, people died.
Yeah.
Boundaries
Sometimes that's like, I mean, that's always the point of what if, right? Is just showing you, like, making
I think
you
this
appreciate
one
the thing you got, making you appreciate what you got.
Yeah. I'll kick you guys the argument I've been seeing around the internet that this episode is very much like a what if. Like, what if Odin didn't take Loki? Basically, this is what would play out. Whereas kind of the Killmonger episode or some of like even the zombies episode, it's more of like an Elseworld situation where there's a lot of combined what ifs, if that makes sense.
Well, Killmonger was in the same area as Tony at the time. Like he talked about doing the tour in Afghanistan around that same time.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to better explain how this is more a what if than any other what if.
Because there's usually there's just that one thing with the Loki, not taking Loki,
and the left-handed gauntlet, and
the charm on
and
the
hammer charm,
and Kurt Russell being Elvis.
But all of that you could probably tie back to the.
Wasn't this the argument I made like in week 1 about how? Like that was the what if, like it is
the what if
Captain Carter.
Just take your absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what Ricky's saying. Just take that and go away.
Just take it, go away.
No,
I disagree. I think they're all what ifs. I think they're all very good what ifs. Like every single one of them.
Different degrees of ifs.
Different.
There are several ifs in this one. There are.
So are you saying, Ricky, that having more ifs in the what if makes it more of a what if?
So less ifs. The less ifs makes it better for me.
Why?
Less ifs.
Why?
Because then you can see the ripple. You can see the ripple effect of those specific ifs.
Wait, but didn't Carter have the least amount of ifs?
Yes.
But you didn't like that one the best because you hated that she was stronger than Steve.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
We made a whole video about it.
Less ifs, the better.
The internet.
We made a whole video about it. The internet's great. That had the least ifs, and you were not a fan. So wait, are you saying this is your favorite episode because it had only one if?
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
Even though it had 3 ifs.
Not 3 ifs. Yeah.
At least 3 ifs.
What's your favorite what if, Ricky?
I like the Killmonger one. Probably the best.
What if a human could die from a spear in the right shoulder.
Well, I think the question I want to I'm asking, like, in the comics, like
That's
the
what if
actual
of
what
that story.
the actual what if comics, like how extravagant did they get with the what ifs?
They get
It
freaking
varies.
nuts.
It
They get
varies.
nuts. It depends on the story. Yeah, sometimes like we've had this conversation before, like on this show, talking about what ifs. Is sometimes the what ifs go like they have to take a lot of leaps and they just fast forward, because there's only like 28 to 32 pages that they're telling story, and so it really all depends on from where it starts versus where the writer wants to end it. If they
Mhm.
want to end it at the character's death, there's probably going to be a lot of jumps that they do. If they want to leave it a little more loose ended, probably less ifs, like less ripples. But it just depends on the story that they want to tell, So
How many
I
ifs?
didn't think there was a lot of ifs in the zombies one, honestly. I thought we saw ripple effects happen throughout that one, like we just like the big if was Hank came back with the zombie virus, and then everything that happened, actually we were able to like pinpoint, yep, that tracks, that's where Black Panther would have been during that time, and like everything kind of just worked. I mean, obviously what you got to do, either some logical leaps or mental gymnastics, whichever way you skew, whichever if you liked or disliked it.
I got that reference.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad you liked the Killmonger one and didn't show up for that one last week.
Yeah.
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 It was so good that he didn't want to show up.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm never gonna talk about
I didn't
it.
want you to ruin it for me, so
Oh, I don't think we would have. I think we liked that episode, except, well, you know what? We did nitpick that one more than any other episode, though. We did.
Yeah, but it was. I think at the time, I think that was one of. It was still fresh in our minds, but like we nitpick out of love, generally.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
The shoulder kill really hurt my brain. But anyways, as for Thor, Party Thor,
Thor.
you know what? I do feel I did Selena an injustice because I only answered one half of her question. She asked when we were going to talk about Howard the Duck and our BFF Darcy. And we did not talk about Darcy. And I will go on the record as saying Darcy made me laugh this episode.
What?
Can you guess when she made me laugh, Frank? When did she make me laugh?
I'm trying to think. I know she said something witty in particular that kind of made me chuckle too, and it was when she miscalled something. Maybe she talked about a cat named Goose or Top Gun or something. No, I don't think it was.
It's when she said, "Is your ego writing checks that your butt can't cash?" Like when she did the Top Gun quote, I don't know why, that just amused me. But cool. Other than that, she honestly did annoy the crap out of me through the whole episode. Like, but she did make me laugh, and so I was caught off guard because I'm kind of getting annoyed with Kat Dennings in this universe.
Hey, Kat Dennings needs a paycheck, man.
I kind of want her to go away. I do. I really do want to go away.
New Girls is off the air.
So I like that. She got fucked by a duck. Cool.
That's the what if that we're all here for.
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
You know what they say, once you go duck.
What?
That's all you fuck.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's all you fuck.
That we're putting that on a shirt now too.
Yeah, that's going on a shirt too.
That's going on a shirt.
Go ahead and stop by the Denix Media store after the broadcast.
Yeah,
you can buy all of our shirts.
Dude. So what were you gonna say, Alan?
It's not related to Thor, but it's related to what if. So before I came on this episode, I was, I knew I was going to be on maybe a week or two before, and I was just trying to say, what am I getting myself into? What if? And I couldn't find anything. And I think I was like almost like 2 days before, I was like, they're thinking like it could be Party Thor. Do you all have insight into what ifs are left? Because I know, like you mentioned, that it's a comic series. Do you know what's coming? Or
Marvel sends me a detailed synopsis every month.
Yeah, I got no. Feige actually hand delivers it when he brings my coffee to me in the morning.
Yeah, he left his hat at your place last time too.
I know.
No. So honestly, I was using IMDb this entire season to plan it out, and I was pretty I was like, I would say like 75% successful with that. But like IMDb every week was starting to populate more and more stuff with the upcoming episodes. But then it got awkward because IMDb told me episode 8 was going to be zombies. And so I had our good friend, Dr. Jones, who loves zombies, scheduled for next week to come on. And then they went and did zombies episode 2 weeks ago. And was like, wait, what's going on here? And Party Thor was the one that was supposed to be 2 weeks ago on the schedule.
The 5th episode or something.
Yeah, episode 5, and then they ended up doing that. But when I say supposed to be, I'm saying just based on the information IMDb has. Other than that, though, I do know the episode 2 days in advance because Marvel puts out posters that I use for the thumbnails for these shows every week.
Okay.
So they put out posters on the Mondays before the show airs. So I have them then. So it's spoiled for me right away because I got to go make material for the show. But if there is something super spoilery, like in the or something they just don't want to quite reveal just yet, they save it and they do a poster after. So for example, they've been doing this since Loki. So Loki, they would give you good posters like of the episode on Monday, and then on like Thursday, they'd give you a poster of Alligator Loki or He Who Remains or something like that, and so the stuff that they want to give like one day for people to talk about before they spoil it completely. So they put out a Howard the Duck poster yesterday, and I will go and update one of our thumbnails this weekend to include that because it's adorable. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know. And like, it's not to say like there's a ton of What If comics, like a ton. And the difference between the What If comics and the show is What If comics don't connect to each other. They are independent. Every episode or every issue is just a fun Twilight Zone story.
Very few that have sequels.
Yeah, and so they sometimes have sequels for sure, but like or spin-offs, because they're so successful, but they don't generally dip into the same, well more than once. So it's not that this show is running a playbook from stories from the comics. It's mostly just doing fun stories from anywhere that they've ever wanted to do, So like Marvel Zombies is not a What If story in the comics. It's its own story. It's just its own universe. It's an entirely separate universe that Robert Kirkman got to just build into this crazy thing that's I don't know how many volumes of it are now, but Robert Kirkman's long gone from it. He's not even part of it anymore. But I think it made fans happy to see the zombies because like where else are they ever going to see it? We're not going to get that story any other way.
Yep.
So I think that's what they're looking at. Like they're looking at the whole breadth of the entire Marvel Comics line and saying, what could we use here that we can't normally use? What I mean?
Look at the chat, Dennis. You might want to.
I know. I see. So that's kind of what's going on there. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Okay.
But yeah. I do like the questions though that you're asking them. These are fun, and Frank's welcome to answer them too.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Dennis is way more eloquent with his answers.
Were you surprised about the? I think we all knew Ultron was coming into the What If thing at some point, right? But the fact that it was a Vision in an Ultron, did that kind of catch you guys off guard?
Vision in an Ultron.
No. It did not catch me off guard because I knew.
Wait, no, isn't it a Vision in an Ultron and an Ultron in a Vision?
Ultron in a Vision?
It's like a Russian Matryoshka doll. There's probably another tinier Vision inside, and then a tinier Ultron. Oh no, I don't think it surprised me.
I mean, it did for me, but I'm not very familiar with Ultron, and other than the Avengers movie, so.
Yeah, so unlike the movies I kind of have a rough guideline of where I think it could go. Same with the shows, but I think What If, and especially this What If in particular, like I don't really have a guideline. I don't know where they could possibly take it. It's pretty much wherever their imaginations want to go with it.
Yeah. So the funny thing about this one is like I was telling you how IMDb kind of like spoiled some things, you know, like some was they were very accurate with, some they weren't. So IMDb let us know like a month ago that the final epic battle of this story was going to be the Guardians of the Multiverse being pulled together to help battle a Vision inside an Ultron
Hmm.
with
Inside of a
Infinity
Vision.
Stones.
Okay.
Yeah, inside with Infinity Stones. So unfortunately, that's just the nature of us trying to plan this show out. It was spoiled for me, and I would have preferred it wasn't, but that's the only reason it was spoiled for me. So like, if you weren't on IMDb, then yeah, it's totally cool.
What if at the end of the Matryoshka doll, inside is a smaller Paul Giamatti, and he's like working the controls like the Rhino in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's how we bring him into.
Hey, if we get more Rhino, I'd be down. Sure, sign me up.
Are you a Rhino fan,
He was fine in that movie.
or do you just like rhinos in
Oh,
general? Was that the
man.
high point in Black Panther?
I like rhinos. Yeah, rhinos are cool.
Okay. Was that why the Killmonger one was your favorite? That one was sick when he's riding.
Had rhinos.
Yeah,
That was cool.
they need to put rhinos in the MCU. I think, like that, like armored rhinos in Wakanda. That'd be pretty sick.
I do need to point something out that we have not mentioned before, and I know it wasn't a perfect score on the cast because they couldn't get all of them, but I think this episode had more than any more people come back from the movies than any other episode. I think this beats the zombies episode. There was a ton of people in this episode.
Zombies was pretty stacked.
This episode had Taika Waititi say balls of cannon, and that was it. That's the only thing he said in the entire episode. It had Frank Grillo. It had Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson had one line in the episode.
I was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, dude. It got Natalie Portman, Jeff Goldblum. It got Rachel House, who played Topaz, to say one line in the episode from Thor Ragnarok. Topaz is
yeah.
But it didn't have a Grandmaster that was ripped like his brother was in that one episode.
Yeah, why isn't he ripped?
No, but it full on had Jeff Goldblum say release the foam. Like,
but you know, this one pulled from two movies though. It pulls from Ragnarok and it pulls from I guess I lost my train of thought mid-sentence. I don't remember what I was saying.
Are they bringing people in just for this, or are they just that far ahead in their vision and they have them do these lines doing other stuff?
To be clear, every famous person that was pulled in for this, I've seen, with the exception of maybe Rachel House and Jeff Goldblum, we've seen them appear somewhere else. Like, I mean, for the bit roles. Obviously, you know, I don't think Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings are necessarily in other episodes, but they had meaty roles in this one, so it's not.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like a waste of their time. But like, you know, Frank Grillo he was in at least one other episode.
Oh, they had Clancy Brown too.
Yeah,
that was the part I was waiting for you to say it. I was so excited.
I can't escape
to
that
see
guy.
Surtur trying to love on the Statue of Liberty that was beautiful.
I mean,
but Jamie Alexander had one line.
Yeah.
Again. You know,
to Alan's point, though, it seems like when they're starting these contracts with these people, it's like everything's written in at this point. Like, you have the option to do a voiceover, maybe appear in a ride at Disneyland. Like, everything is on the table.
But I think what's probably happening too, Alan, is they know who they need already up front, so they probably just have them all come in to do all their lines for every episode of What If for the season. You know what I mean? Because like,
makes sense.
You know, would you really have Jamie Alexander just do one line and that's it? Like, she's in several episodes so far, right? She was in the Hank Pym episode, the serial killer episode, right?
She was, yeah.
Yeah,
Like she was also in that one episode of Loki.
Yeah, she was probably in for her Loki day and like, hey, come to this tent, so plug you in.
Go over to this booth.
It's still cool. it's super cool that they might just have a booth set up on set for their movies and TV shows, and they just like, oh, so we have some lines we'd like you to read, and they're like, where is this in the script? Don't worry, it's not. It's
Don't worry.
somewhere
Shut
else.
up. Shut your.
Yeah.
Well,
Shut
it's
your
like
mouth.
they
Shut
they
up.
block
Yeah.
it in. They were like when they were shooting Guardians 2, they took time out to film what they needed for the ride.
Is that true? Did they really?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
cool. That's really cool.
Same
Yeah.
dealio like with Guardians 3 that's coming up. Part of that production is going to be the holiday special. That's
Oh,
next year.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
so they there's a plan. Like
Now you're getting insight into movie magic. Here you go.
like
Nice,
Right here.
nice.
By the way, Frank, I have a fun fact, and I don't know how real this one is or not, but somebody brought up the Elvis earlier, and I just wanted to put this one out here. Apparently, the Elvis impersonator utters "holy moly" at some point in the episode,
Oh, does he?
and "holy moly" was a phrase that the DC Comics version of Captain Marvel was fond of saying, and Elvis Presley himself has stated publicly that he based many of his costume designs after the one worn by Captain Marvel.
What? That's
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
Shazam.
I can totally see that. No, he was called Captain Marvel
Well, I know.
back then.
For-
When Elvis was alive, he was called Captain
I
Marvel.
know. I'm
No.
trying to
you-
help
so-
our audience understand.
Okay. Yes. Shazam. That was his original name. But
Elvis. It was Elvis. It was
it was
first
Elvis.
Elvis.
His original name was Elvis, and then he went to Captain Marvel, and
It's
then he
the,
went to
the
Shazam.
singing of Eurydice. The L is. I'm out of L names.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Luca,
it.
the loyalty of Luca
yeah.
Brasi from The Godfather.
That's no. You said you're out of it, and you're still doing it.
No.
Okay, you're right.
Don't spell Elvis.
It's
It's
just-
gonna take too long. It's cool. But yeah, no, I like this episode, and yeah, obviously, I think we're we were dancing around it for a little while, but yeah, I'm excited for the thing to happen. If it's Vision Ultron with Infinity Stones, Russian doll that needs to make us excited to get all the characters to come back. Let's do it. Like, is it next week though?
Yeah.
Is it next week?
You think next week's the Assemble?
That's Gamora, right? Next week.
Yeah,
It has to be, right?
we still have not gotten our Gamora story.
Maybe
right?
they'll switch it around again. It'll have the big climactic finale tomorrow, and then afterwards, more
Oh,
ground.
yeah, here's a Gamora.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you know what, Alan? It wasn't just spoiled by the IMDb. I forgot. The main poster for What If does show that
Shows the Ultron.
that Ultron is on the main poster for the What If show.
Is he on the Hyundai?
There's that Black Widow thing too, right?
Yeah, I think
There's like a Black Widow apocalypse.
there is a Black Widow that we have not seen yet as well in the poster. There's a Gamora and a Black Widow that we have not seen. So it's up in the air what next week
Oh
is.
God, wasn't there?
That one is completely. IMDb has stopped trying to guess. By the way,
Well, now
it was
that I think about it,
it was shortly after the whole zombies one, like totally derailed, like the plan. They just stopped updating.
there's
They're
a
like,
Lego
"No."
set of Tony Stark on Sakaar.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like so. I keep reading that it's supposed to be. It says Gamora versus Tony, and that's all it says.
That could be it. I mean,
She is the most deadliest assassin in the galaxy, right?
She's the deadliest catch.
The deadliest catch.
She's a catch, isn't she? A catch?
I don't know what to say on that one.
What's the so? Who's the hottest Guardian of the Galaxy?
Rocket.
Chris Pratt. I mean
Mar-
Star Lord.
Oh,
You mean
so
Mario?
Super Mario? Yeah, Super
Yeah.
Mario.
Yeah, either Star Lord or Drax, probably.
Is Mantis considered one of the Guardians now, or no?
Yeah.
Or is she just proximity? Because if so, I'll go with Mantis.
Okay, Mantis. It's a good one.
I mean, actually,
She's in
you
the
know what?
ride.
I like the hooker. I like the hooker robots in the
The yellow
second-
hooker
the
bot.
second-
The hooker bots.
Yeah, the yellow hooker robots are pretty good.
They were in this episode too.
There was everything in this
Yeah,
episode.
everything.
Valkyrie was in the episode. Valkyrie is just hanging out in the background all the time.
I think
Never had
everything Guardians and everything. Guardians was the one I was thinking of. Guardians
and Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's all
Everything
Guardians
from
and
those
Ragnarok.
movies was in the background for sure. Even Executioner got to be there. Like,
That's right.
Just no dialogue, but yeah. But I really appreciated that about this episode, is that for as many voice actors as they had twice as many characters show up. You know what I mean? Like, so many characters that we just didn't even get to hear, but it was fine. We didn't need to hear them. You know, like they had the stupid gold people from Guardians 2.
From Guardians 2.
Like, yeah, they had the Skrull. The Skrull were just hanging out for fun.
Yeah, they just went to the party.
Yeah. I know. You know, we have mutual friends that were hating on this episode because what was the point? What was the point? Fun is the point.
You can't.
That is the point. Yes. Fun is the point, guys. I think that's all. That's. Let's put that on a shirt and let's end this show.
Fun is the point. Abscess makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah. I think we should probably be wrapping up since we gotta go over to the soapbox soon.
It's getting close.
What? Yeah. What do you mean it's getting close?
It's getting close to time.
We started 4 minutes late.
Yeah, because of someone.
I'm sorry.
Some random person.
Because we're blaming Alan. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't blame Alan, but I mean, it could be me. It could be you.
You did not blame Alan.
We're not going to blame this Alan, though. We're going to blame Alan Rickman. It's all Alan Rickman's fault.
Wow, that's going to get us.
All right.
Because the last four viewers we ever had, they were all Alan Rickman fan club.
I have another question if you have time, but if you don't, it's no big deal.
Yeah, we do. Go for it.
So, like, obviously, we all know Thanos' motivation with his Infinity Stones. We know Ultron's motivation in the Avengers movies. Does Ultron Vision with Infinity Stones have a different motivation, or is it basically the same?
That's a good question.
It's pretty dangerous because
you're talking the Ultron Vision with Paul Giamatti at the core.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, assume Ultron Vision is still just Ultron, right? Because essentially that was the point, right? Is he was going to go in there and replace or at least merge with Vision's consciousness. So assuming he's Ultron, I mean, his real goal was to wipe out humanity and build a new human-like robot civilization.
So maybe he just expanded his goals.
So but here's the thing to remember, which is I mentioned it earlier. This Vision presumably has to be a dimension hopping or reality hopping Vision, because he wouldn't exist at this time.
No,
in the current universe. So
he's
maybe
like 4 years or 5 years too soon.
Yeah, so maybe he already killed off an entire reality and then is now going to other realities, and that would explain why Watcher would need to bring heroes together, right? Because he's threatening the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that would be the implication.
You know,
he has to be using that reality stone to jump between.
Isn't Vision supposed to be a superior form of Ultron? If you go by Age of Ultron logic, so it is kind of weird that he has an Ultron outer shell if the vibranium that Vision is made out of is durable enough. That makes sense.
Well, Vision's not solid vibranium. He's not. He's actually got flesh. Remember, they make
synthezoid, not a
they make synthetic flesh for him. The vibranium went into the previous Ultron, the last Ultron before he was
the puffy one,
the big puffy one. So basically, it's like a human in a bag of meat, wearing an Iron Man suit. Yeah, that's. So it's bad. It's bad for everybody for sure. But we also
wonder how they'll win.
Teamwork, guys.
Teamwork.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want to speculate on that?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a tiny Joel Kinnaman in there, just like doing the drift with his brother, and like piloting the little tiny Ultron, which has a Vision, which has an Ultron.
Is that Joel Kinnaman? No, it's Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, did I mess up Joel?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Charlie Hunnam. I didn't mean to call you Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah. No, it's okay. They both suck. There, we lost.
Now we lost them both. Great.
It was the Joel Kinnaman Charlie Hunnam dual fan club was here tonight.
Yeah, they were here earlier. just dropping a bunch of obscene comments in our comment section.
I got rid of them, by the way. You saw that? I blocked their asses.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Unfortunately, that did happen, and apologies to anybody who had to see that. But hey, that's twice now on the 36 episode run of our show.
We've made it. We've arrived.
We've made it.
Yeah,
We
when
get
the trolls
trolled by.
come, you're there.
We get trolled by Nazi, racist, homophobes. Like
Oh man, yeah.
Damn, it was really Charlie Hunnam. I'll look that up.
it was Charlie Hunnam in Pacific Rim. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. You're gonna look that up.
Oh,
All right,
man.
we're gonna wrap this show while Frank looks up who was.
He
in
looks
Pacific
like nothing
Rim.
like Joel Kinnaman.
No, he doesn't. It's should I block you as well?
Yeah, block him.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some racist stuff in
I
the
would.
comments right now.
Yeah.
Just cut it off right now.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got to end this one. But it's not the end of the night. It's just so that we can go over to the soapbox and do more wacky things where we won't be trolled by anybody except our lovely paid subscribers.
Except each other.
Yeah,
Our paid subscribers. Yeah, they can troll us there. It's
we'll
fine.
accept the Charlie Hunnam Joel Kinnaman dual fan club as long as they pay for the Patreon subscription. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank you to Alan for coming on our show. It was awesome. I know this was something that we kind of worked out, beforehand. We did a pre-interview with you because we didn't want some rando just showing up and just who, for all we know, you brought that guy to our show. Who knows?
Why'd you block my fan club?
Yeah, we blocked your fan club.
This was a blast. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah, it's not over. We're gonna do more, but
Yeah.
I do want you to have a moment to let people know where they can find you if you want them to.
Yeah, no, I'm on YouTube. I play video games usually Saturday, Tuesday night. I don't know. I play Final Fantasy Online, and you're welcome to pop in. But whatever. I just do it mostly for me. I don't do it for the fans. But sorry, that's rude pride to say. But thanks for having me. And I'll be around in the after party.
It's at AlanPauley, which is also the name you have written
Yes.
there too.
Yes, on YouTube. I'm great at plugging myself.
Awesome. And you said Final Fantasy mostly, right?
Yeah, mostly Final Fantasy 14 right now, but I play a lot of other stuff when it comes out. A lot of indie games.
Cool.
Yep.
And then, do you guys have anything going on that you want people to know about really quick?
Go see Venom 2 in theaters next Friday.
What the hell? What are we doing here?
If you want a good laugh, go see Malignant.
We are
This
not
is
telling
awesome.
people to go to theaters if they're not comfortable going to theaters.
Go to theaters, cough on your neighbor, eat their popcorn.
Yeah, wash your hands after, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good.
Or just don't watch it and go watch go listen to the audio that's been spoiled already for the post credits, and you're good to go. You don't
Or
have
do
to-
that,
you don't have to
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
And just get a
Yeah.
syringe and inject yourself with the Delta variant. It'll cut out the middleman.
Oh my God.
man.
You don't have
Oh
to
my
go
God.
anywhere.
See, this is why I don't normally ask you guys to plug things.
This part of the
All
episode
right.
is brought to you by Manscaped.
Oh man.
Lawnmower 3.0.
It has an LED light. I have one. Of those.
We're gonna get a sponsor one day, and we're gonna crush it. Watch.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh
polish.
man. I'm so excited for the day where we do get one, and
You're ready.
I
You're
just
ready.
I let you guys crush it.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, well, if you want to find me, or DenX Media everywhere, YouTube, Twitch. Is that it? No, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter,
Fansly.
Instagram. Fansly. No. I'm not there right now. That's
Oh,
a different name. Different name. But yeah, you can find me doing all kinds of nerdy stuff, mostly talking about toys and Marvel stuff.
Cool.
So yeah. But I think we should also thank our patrons for supporting our growth, and our audience for tuning in. Except
Thank
for
you,
that one
audience.
guy who sucked.
Yeah.
That one guy who I blocked. We're not thanking that guy. If you had fun, what can they do, Frank?
They can smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. And they can give us money on Patreon and watch us talk in the soapbox about dirty stuff. We're going to be talking about Charlie Hunnam and Sons of Anarchy.
Wait, I'm surprised you didn't tell them how they can smash that like button.
Oh yeah, I couldn't think of anything. I was still thinking about the Joel Kinnaman, Charlie Hunnam mistake that I made, and my shame for that.
It's okay. It's smash it like you're gonna smash your shame in the soapbox.
Yes. Yeah.
Smash that like button. All right, guys. Silly. We're done being silly on this show. We're gonna go be silly on the other one. Thank you for watching Dan Excelsior. See you next time, true
Bye.
believers. Enough said.